Salman Abedi murdered 22 people with a bomb at Manchester Arena on the 22nd of May 2017. It was Britain's worst terrorist atrocity since the London bombings in 2005. The youngest killed, Safi Rose Roussos, was just 8.
They should have stopped him. And now knowing this just adds, it just adds to it, to the point where it's heartbreaking. You know, Safi's coming to my mind now thinking, our country could have saved you.
So could the Manchester bombing have been stopped? 2 very well-placed sources have revealed new details to Newsnight of what went wrong. The public inquiry's third and final report made devastating criticisms of MI5 when it was published earlier this month.
I have found a significant missed opportunity to take action that might have prevented the attack. It is not possible to reach any conclusion on the balance of probabilities or to any other evidential standard as to whether the attack would have been prevented. However, there was a realistic possibility that actionable intelligence could have been obtained which might have led to actions preventing the attack.
There were multiple entries about Salman Abedi in MI5's databases dating back to 2010. MI5 knew he'd been in contact with supporters of so-called Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. He'd been designated a subject of interest or SOI twice, and there was a significant missed opportunity to take action that might have prevented the attack. It led to this unprecedented apology from MI5.
Gathering covert intelligence is difficult, but had we managed to seize the slim chance we had, those impacted might not have experienced such appalling loss and trauma. I am profoundly sorry that MI5 did not prevent the attack.
What's the point of doing your job? I'm not saying they do a bad job. I think they do a fantastic job. And they have stopped many plots. And they're probably one of the best in the world in what they do. But when you've got so much information about Salman Abedi and his movements and his the way he just went about it wasn't secret in any way.
Families of those who died want to know what was the significant missed opportunity to prevent the attack. It might have been this. 2 sources have told us that MI5 received a specific intelligence lead naming Salman Abedi and linking him to a bomb plot before he attacked. One of our sources said it should have been a red flag and have led to an immediate top priority investigation. He told us the failure of assessment could be viewed as negligent if cases are brought to court by the families of those who died. Our second source also said it was a huge mistake. We understand the information was assessed as unreliable and no action was taken.
Why did you not act on that information? That's what's going through my head now. Why did you not act? You might turn around and say this is not strong enough information. But surely as MI5 you would then think, well, okay, if we look at our history, we've known this guy from 2010.
Against intelligence handling best practice, it seems there was no joint assessment of this information with counter-terrorism police.
I miss it so much, to the point where all this just, I can't swallow it, can't. But they need to take this information and admit publicly to the failings of this night, because that's the only lesson you're going to learn.
The families and their legal representatives will want to know why such a crucial piece of specific intelligence that named Salman Abedi was not followed up. Why was it dismissed as unreliable by MI5? A detailed account of what went wrong doesn't appear in the inquiry's published report, because most of the evidence on intelligence handling was heard in closed, secret sessions. We've had no access to that, and so we can't be sure whether the information we've been told was heard by the inquiry. But several major failures are referenced in the open report, and these appear consistent with our source's account. A senior MI5 manager told the inquiry that in the months before the attack, 2 separate pieces of intelligence were received, the significance of which were not fully appreciated at the time. The open report finds that a different assessment could have led MI5 to focus on Salman Abedi's return to the UK from Libya 4 days before he attacked. It's possible he was carrying the electronic trigger for the bomb, and a port stop would have found it. More likely, if an urgent investigation had been started, he could have been followed to his car, which contained the explosives. And as the report finds, there would have been the real possibility of obtaining information that might have led to actions which prevented the attack. There's no doubt that MI5 overall has performed extremely well. More than 37 late-stage terror plots have been stopped since 2017. But for the families of those who lost their lives in the Manchester Arena bombing, the information from our sources raises further questions about the scale of mistakes made by MI5.